just you and me talking.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Hello and welcome to the Thomcast. I'm Tom, and let's get started. I've been doing the Thomcast for 4 years now, and every year I do a retrospective. I was just talking to you about how I was going to say this. Every year I do a retrospective of what I've accomplished in the last year and what I'd like to do in the coming year. And every year is pretty much the same, where I'm like, man, I wish I interviewed more people and did more segments. So instead of talking about how I wish I interviewed more people and did more segments, I just thought I would interview someone today.
You chose poorly.
This is my friend Geoff, my fabulous guest.
Yeah.
Geoff and I have been friends
How do you measure forever?
a real long time.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know anyone else outside of my family as long as I have known you.
I would agree with that.
I wouldn't call you my oldest friend because I know people who are older than you.
Yeah. Longest?
Longest? Yeah, sure.
Little visitor.
many guest spots on this episode. I knew I was coming to see Geoff, and I was like, hey, I'll interview Geoff. What can I talk to Geoff about comics? Like, I know you don't read a lot of comics. Like, you've read some of my comic.
Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah.
Fairly religiously as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, we grew up reading a lot of, like, newspaper comics.
Right,
I remember we would do that together sometimes.
Yep.
But I was trying to think, like, what can we talk about? And I was like, oh, yeah, Geoff was in a webcomic. And so yesterday, I text Geoff, and I'm like, hey, do you want to be on my internet TV show? And he's like, yeah, sure. And did you ask, like, what we were going to talk about?
What were we going to talk about, yeah.
And I was like, how about that time you were in a webcomic?
What webcomic was I in?
Yeah.
What are you even talking about?
Yeah, so...
I think I said yanking my chain.
Yeah, that came up, yeah.
You must be yanking my chain.
I was not. We were fairly certain that this actually happened. That you actually were a character, like, just like a walk-on.
Yep.
Yeah, and at least one, maybe more than one, but definitely one strip of a comic which unfortunately no longer exists.
Simply cannot find.
And there is barely any evidence of it online. I guess I'll post some pictures of it because I mean...
You found a frame or a title
it's like
page
a title image, yeah.
Of the comic.
Yes.
Which is called
Squid Ink Comics.
Squid
is
Ink.
what it was called.
And it rang a bell about as deep as my brain goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking that it must be this woman.
By now,
right?
Certainly.
Surely a woman by now, who I went to school with in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, at Southeast Missouri State. Her name is Alex.
Mm-hmm.
That is all I know about her anymore. Last name? No. We lived in the same dorm. And
building.
Dorm building, dorm room. We shared. It was a very progressive school.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Yes, Southeast Missouri State was progressive.
Of course. I mean, that's what they're known for.
In that part of the world.
Sure.
She and I were sort of kindred spirits in sort of artsy stuff, and I left the school. I don't know what she did after that, but we hit it off, and I'm pretty sure that she put me in a comic.
Yeah.
She was like an art student.
Yeah.
Like you. But better.
Undoubtedly.
I think I made the comic once.
Yeah.
Twice. Once. I still don't remember it.
Yeah.
But it rang a bell when you sent me that.
God, I wish that I could find it. Like, the style is really unique and cool, and I really like the style. And I remember, I don't, like, we were talking about it before, I don't remember how she and I connected. Right. I have no idea. I don't know if...
But you did. You connected.
We did. And we traded links. We swapped links. So actually, I went to the Wayback Machine, just the archive.org or whatever, and put in her site. And on her site, on the Wayback Machine, the one page that it has my banner prominently on the top. Like she put me in her rotation at the top of her page. So 515comics.com, one of my old banners, is on the last extant page of her website.
Wow.
So yeah, so like we were like buds. Like we talked a couple times. Did you not
find like an email or any?
I mean, the one thing I didn't do, like I really tried to like put on my internet pants and dig deep.
Right.
I tried real hard. I'm not very good at interneting.
These pants don't fit very good anymore.
They're not they're not good. I did not go to like my old my original site was through Earthlink, and so my email was also an Earthlink email for a very long time. And I would imagine that probably at that time, I probably was using my 515 Comics email at that time. I can't imagine that I would still be using that Earthlink email. I didn't check that. That's like the last place
you
that I
owned
could
the
try.
URL 515comics.com.
Yeah.
So presumably you had email addresses there
Presumably.
too. Presumably. That was easily 10 years ago. 12. Must be going on 12.
It was 10. Yeah, it was
Okay.
10 years ago. It was probably 2006 or 2007. And yeah, we talked a couple times, and I remember specifically seeing you in at least one comic about a revolving door. I remember that much. It was something silly. And I wish I could find it. She put some of her pages on DeviantArt. So, and I'll put a link if you guys want to read like a couple random pages from a 10-year-old comic that doesn't exist anymore.
That has me in it sometime, maybe.
Well, but not that we can prove.
There, right?
There is no proof, except in here. And I mean, hey, if any of you watching know anything about the artist Alex, aka Izzy, Malcolm, do you know something?
Malcolm knows something.
Malcolm knows a lot, actually.
Yeah, Alex, Izzy.
Yeah.
Izzy, Alex. Both for first names.
Yeah. Who drew Squid Ink comics 10 years ago, and then stopped. Also about 10 years ago. Maybe long, I don't know. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. It's a bit of a long shot.
I really thought it was a joke.
Yeah. I started to think I was making it up.
Well, when you said it, I was like, did Tom put me in a comic? Like, am I a terrible friend?
Right, yeah.
Forget it. Okay, well, okay, so I am. But that's a different thing that we should talk
about. For other reasons.
It struck me as, like, the thing that I had forgotten.
Yeah.
Like, remember that time you were in a webcomic of mine that I wrote,
right,
you asshole?
Yeah.
Like, no. But I couldn't remember. And so I felt bad. It's the one this week that anybody gets. Yeah. So thanks for using that. And
got it. I don't get it very often.
No. and so it was like my oldest friend, longest friend.
Yeah, that one.
Put me in a webcomic that I have entirely forgotten about.
Yeah, and your incredulity made me think, like, oh my gosh, like, did I imagine this whole thing? It's been 10 years. Like, how am I supposed to know? And like, I couldn't quite remember the name of the comic for a while, and I was like, and then when I found it, I was like, is this it? Was this the one?
Could this possibly be it?
I think so.
It
really happened. We think. We're pretty sure.
Maybe.
So anyway, what was it like being in a webcomic?
Oh man, it was epic. I've never been in anything cooler than that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, kind of pinnacle. Peaked a little early, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we should all be so lucky as to make a webcomic. Do you put people you know in your comics?
I used to a lot more than I do now. Every now and then, like, I've got a couple people who are like stock background characters where it's like, I'll just, doesn't look like them. It's just like, I just know that it's supposed to be that person and it makes me happy. Like,
sure.
Sort
of self-indulgent.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, there's one recurring character in Nextus that's based off a friend of mine, the bartender.
Okay.
The big bald bartender.
Haven't met him yet.
Have
I met him yet?
Yeah, he's in the first book.
Oops.
Did you read that?
Yeah.
You said you read it.
I read it.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you don't get any sympathy.
This guy doesn't really remember a lot about comics. It's not his thing.
Oh man, So, does he have really big forearms?
Yeah.
See, I remember. He's bald. He's the bartender.
Is the bar? Yeah. Those are the things that I told you about. Oh wow, yeah, you do remember. Yeah, so you got it. You got it. Anyway.
Thanks. So he's based off of one of your friends.
Yes.
Are they people? They're humans.
Yeah.
Actually?
Well, I mean,
Is that decided?
Jeff, it's not real.
Okay. What?
There's a cat climbing.
Oh, shit. Just see his tail.
Yeah. It's like
There's the culprit.
it's like a
I'm
menagerie in here.
It is.
It's just the two animals that are.
There's
a
a third.
Can you see Puck in the? I don't know if you can see Puck in there. There he is. Yeah, he's just been watching this whole time.
He's a creep.
Yeah.
So they are human.
Yeah, they're just people. Yeah.
That's something I never really understood about space stories.
Yeah.
Is like galaxy far, far away.
Right.
How is Luke a human?
Right. Yeah. It's a long time ago, far, far away. What's with all the people?
Right. What's with all the people who look just like me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I find Wookiees to be more realistic than Han Solo.
If we're, yeah, I mean,
From a human standpoint.
yeah, I agree. That's, I mean, you know, it's an easy way to tell a story about space.
Sure.
To use people.
Entirely inaccessible from a terrain, time, how many suns do we have,
Yeah.
perspective.
Right,
So
yeah.
if you can give us
I mean-
humans, we can at least latch onto that.
I feel like that's, but like every sci-fi, either it starts at Earth, or the galaxy was seeded by people that look like people.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it is. For me, it starts at Earth, and humans are like rats or cockroaches, and have just like
Infested.
spread greatly across the cosmos.
Is there an origin story? Malcolm really wants one.
Yeah. You mean like how humans like traveled away from Earth?
Yeah.
Actually, it's interesting you bring that up.
He didn't plug this at all.
Yeah, no. It's interesting you bring that up because potentially that's going to be a short story that's going to be printed in the 4th volume of Next Year's coming out in 2017. Yeah. Yeah, totally natural.
He did plug that.
That Trey and I are working on. Trey, co-writer, and I are working on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you might learn a thing about that. But yeah, it's something I've always had in mind. It's just not part of the search for the ocean shard, really.
Sure.
But it's fun to think about those aspects that you're not really using to tell your story, but it's like, that had to happen, all right? Like, I mean, there had to be a way that happened, right?
Right. Well, the narrative that you're stuck in right now has nothing to do with that.
Right.
So it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
We're in a section of the story where that's well established that
Right.
people are all over the dang place.
Right.
Or at least on this dang place.
All over this dang place.
All over this dang place, let me
Right.
tell you.
So it's interesting to think about from a creating a universe, from creating a world perspective, how, not just how did we get into this situation, but how did the bigger scheme come to be?
Yeah. And I feel like it's good exercise to think about stuff like that, even if it's not something you're gonna like concrete write down or commit to or tell a story about.
Right.
It's just good to think about it and like have some idea of it, and you can build from that, and that can enrich your story if you can, plant little seeds or like do little callbacks to things that maybe aren't part of this story, but just hint at the world being larger than this one
Right.
story. So.
Right. Other things going on
Mm-hmm.
in passing. Yeah. Cool.
So yeah. I don't really have a way to end this. I don't really think about that.
Do you have one of those like super sweet fade outs?
I could, yeah.
You got effects on your computer?
I mean, yeah. It's just iMovie, but it can probably do
Slick.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, fade out. And just not have any of this garbage. Just delete the whole thing and start over.
Yeah, yeah. So like we'll do like the first couple sentences,
Right.
And it'll just fade out,
Perfect.
and then I'll just record something else.
A better one.
Yeah, yeah, without you probably.
What did I say?
Thanks for being my fabulous guest,
It's
Geoff.
been really fun. Was
Yeah.
that your first? No, surely
No,
not.
surely not. Glad you haven't seen too many of these.
I've watched 4.
That's
Well,
a
because I
number.
didn't want spoilers
Oh.
from the books.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I guess I do talk about the books sometimes.
So especially when I got the books, I'd see them and I'd click on them and then I'd be like, oh, I don't want to know even plot development or character development or the bigger stuff because I want to experience it myself, fresh for the first time.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. You were trying to fade out before, and then we tangented.
We'll probably fade out a couple times.
Better.
June, we're kind of shooting a thing.
I'm busy.
June, I love you. I love June. Oh, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, we'll fade out again here.
Yeah,
that's
great.
cool. But keep your stick on the ice.
You know what I mean?
You do that like 5 or 6 more times.
Right? Oh.